Hello, folks. This is Bob Safel. I want to thank you for attending tonight's webinar, our nice weekly cryptocurrency, digital currency webinar. And I can tell you right now, I predict that within 44 minutes and 30 seconds, we're going to have a lot of excited people, a lot of people who want to do something real quick, and most importantly, a lot of RADA folks, Cloud Coin folks, digital frontier marketing folks that are like investors that are going to have a very, 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 very big smile on their face. Because, we just keep on keeping on, and we're just constructing in a workmanlike fashion a very nice kind of flow in terms of putting businesses together, resources together, and in large part really designed to help all of the subscribers that come onto this briefing each week, and all of the folks that listen to our recordings, listen to what we're talking about, teaching about with Digital Frontier News. But I can tell you right now, you're going to be happy, happy, happy. So before we get started, I want to make sure you can hear me clearly. That's always a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and ask my attendees to go ahead on the upper right-hand corner. There's going to be a little hand that you can turn on and off. I want to make sure you can hear me clearly. Lance, looks like you can hear me. Kurt, you can hear me. Kip Wheaton. Kip Wheaton is on the Kip, you should absolutely buy lotto tickets. Okay? You need to be at the 7-Eleven or wherever you go to get your ticket. You got to go get some tickets because Kip Wheaton has like won three drawings so far. And I mean, and we have a lot of people in these drawings, folks, and so he's doing pretty good. So anyway, so to go a little to get started, I just want to remind everybody we're here really to talk about trends in terms of the crypto digital currency world. We're talking about trends, 1 week, 1 month, 6 month trends regarding regulatory changes, technical changes, and business changes. And we got a jam-packed night for information and news, so I've just got to go straight into it. I want to go right to news, and this is huge news because I'm telling you, these bloody banks have been playing us for a year while they ran to get as many patents as they could grab onto. And, while they just played like almost like a military delaying action, slowing down cryptocurrencies as much as possible while they tried to catch up. But I think the white flag is now, to some degree up on the parapets of the forts. I think they've given up. And here's my first evidence. Qcoin's exchange now enables credit card purchases of crypto. Yes, you heard me right. The exchange, the Qcoin exchange, is now operating with Visa, MasterCard, all those guys that wouldn't, allow cryptocurrency purchases to happen. So you say to yourself, come on, just, banks, I mean, what's happening really is that there's just too much trading going on in the crypto world. Let me give you some statistics here, okay? And you're going to just go, are you kidding me? Okay, ready? The total, this is for the top 6,000 currencies, that's tokens and cryptocurrencies. The total value of the top 6,000 currencies, the total value is now $140 billion. Okay, that's the total value, $140 billion. But here's the real number. And remember this number as we talk later about exchanges. The amount of trading daily as of today, 35 billion 740 million. Okay, that's the last 24 hours. 35,740,000,000. Let's just translate that into this. You ready for this? Every 30 days, $1 trillion is now traded. And obviously over 12 months, that's $12 trillion. All right? Last year, at about the same time, same station, there was about $3 trillion traded over a year's time. So despite all the efforts of all the banks and all the folks that were trying to hoard crypto and do the usual scam, I shouldn't call it a scam. It's just business as usual. Actually, business as usual was for the rich folk to corner the market on assets. Let the poor folk, that means anybody else, I guess, under $1 billion, the poor folk, catch the crumbs. Well, that didn't work. It didn't work. They tried, boy. These guys really tried. But I'm telling you, there's something called the internet. And the internet these days just makes it impossible to hide secrets, to hide information, to hide successful strategies. It's just not going to let it happen anymore. Okay? So I want to read that again. In the last 24 hours, $35,740,000,000 worth of trades happened. Okay? And let's translate that into another interesting number. If the average exchange is picking off 2 or 3% in transactional fees, okay? 2 to 3%. Let's just go with that. That means today, roughly $200 to $300 million was generated and earned by exchanges. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, exchanges like KuCoin, of course, Visa and MasterCard are going to want to get into the middle of that action. I mean, if there are $335 billion worth of trades in a day, and hell, I'm just going to just throw up a theoretical here, and 50% of that, let's just say 50% of that could have been with Visa and MasterCard, just for the hell of it. So that's like almost $20 billion. With their typical fees of 3%, 20 billion, just do the numbers, 20 billion, $600 million in credit card fees could have been generated if the banks got off their little, I'm not going to say it. So, now does everybody kind of understand why the banks no longer can, play the game, play the stall game, play the delay game? They just can't do it. There's just too much money out there, folks. So here's the next piece of news. Ready? Tim Draper. You know who Tim Draper is? Well, Tim Draper is he's been a long time venture capitalist. Draper Fisher was one of his firms. I mean, he put money into some of the biggest bloody exchanges, success stories in American history. Okay, guys made a lot of money. So what was he doing? He was down in Argentina working over the president of Argentina to legalize Bitcoin to improve their economy. I mean, I just want you to kind of grasp that just for a second here. We have a venture capitalist who jumps on his plane, and it ain't no propeller plane. He's not traveling first class. He's in a big C5 or whatever they call him. But he's or G5. He's down there, and he's just has a little tea and crumpets with the Argentinian president urging him to legalize Bitcoin. I'm telling you, folks, this thing is, we're talking about like a Vesuvius level eruption that's, remember the hockey stick. Well, the stick is starting to move up with Bitcoin now right at about 4,000, a little over 4,000 and climbing. It just keeps on climbing. And literally, I'm just saying, literally, it's almost impossible for companies not, currencies not to make money. Let me just show you this one little thing, just for the heck of it. I'm going to put on our CoinRank site. Okay. I just want you to notice something. Look at the column that says 30-day change. It's fourth column from the left. Look at the number of the greens versus reds. This is 30-day price change. Okay, Bitcoin almost 5%. EOS 22%. Litecoin 33%. Bitcoin Cash 25%. Cardano 51%. Stellar 23%. Binance Coin 75%. Zcash 7.6%. I mean, for every one red, which means they lost a little money, 5 greens. I mean, look at this. This is almost just a straight up Christmas tree with a couple ornaments, red ornaments in there. You see that? Okay. So, folks, the Vesuvius is popping, baby, and you're at the right time and the right place to be that. So let's go on to what's hot and what's not before I have my special guest come on. I'm now doing remember, I'm going to remind you, this is not financial advice. I'm not licensed financial advisor. I'm not giving you investment advice. I'm Digital Frontier News, and I'm giving news, okay? And I'm going to talk about what appears to be, from this internet reporter's eyes, as the hottest currency for the week. Now, my hot last week, if you remember, was Teros, and they still are at 90%. Tezos, excuse me. They're at 89% growth in the last 30 days. So my identification of Tezos last week is absolutely holding true. This week, are you ready for this company? Holy smokes! We're talking about Raven Coin, and that's not for my daughter, folks. Raven Coin in the last 30 days has gone up 462% in the last 30 days. 462%. That's pretty good, as they'd say. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to kind of give you some insight as to why. Okay. And by the way, that coin started this month. 30 days ago, they were at about a penny. Okay, they're right about a little over a penny, and now they're at almost 7 cents, and their total market cap is $152 million. Okay, so let's talk about why Raven Coin. Well, Raven Coin is I'm going to use a term here again, peer-to-peer network. Okay, that means I'm going to give you a very simple definition. That means that I directly can do a deal with you, or you could do a deal with me directly. There effectively isn't necessarily an intermediary. Maybe there's going to be a technical intermediary, that's possible, but there's not a transactional intermediary in this case. And what Raven Coin does is it allows somebody with an asset to directly trade back and forth to a peer the asset. Now, the asset can be a piece of art. The asset can be a TV set. The asset can be a car. The asset can be a condominium. The asset can be, who knows, a bag of gold, whatever. But what their system allows for is the trading back and forth of assets, peer to peer. And basically, it's built off of an adjustment, probably a significant adjustment of Bitcoin code. All right. Now, let's compare that to the not. Remember, I do a hot and I do a not. Well, here's a not. This is one of the few companies, Bitcoin SV, that actually figured out a way to lose money or have their currency go down by over 12%. Now, what's their claim to fame? What's their vision? I tell you what, a pretty dopey vision. Their whole premise is literally to go back to the original Bitcoin protocols and systems. So they're basically saying, you know, all those improvements that made Bitcoin better, heck with them. We're going to go back to exactly how Bitcoin was back in 2009. Oh, that's a good idea. No way. That's a crazy idea. It's kind of like saying, okay, United States of America, you know, we are who we are now, but you know something? I preferred us back in 1773, like when we still had slavery, the women couldn't vote, you know, maybe there's no TVs or cars. And by the way, we're only about 13 colonies. I think it's 1776. Let's go back to that, you know? Forget all the things like air conditioning, telephones, Apple, the internet. You know, I don't really need that. Let's go straight on back. So, hey, listen, I love the Pennsylvania Dutch, and I think they're cool folks. And gosh knows they cook the best breakfast in the world at Penn Station, the market in Philadelphia. But I ain't exactly going to go back and run around in wagons and horses. No slide. I don't know if there are any Pennsylvania Dutch going to be on this briefing, but I don't think that's a good idea. So those are my hot and those are my not. And now for my special guest, this is Jude LaCour, who has been on here before, and Jude is running multiple companies. But Jude, I want you to say hi to our folks, and I'm very, very glad you're here.
Well, thanks for having me. Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing great tonight. Looking forward to talking to you guys.
Well, I'm sure glad you're here. I'm sure you went, oh my gosh, you mean there's a coin out there that wants to go backwards. That's a great idea. What do you think of that? What do you think of Bitcoin SV's idea, Jude?
I'm not trading my car in for a horse and wagon.
Exactly. Well, listen, Jude is in the middle of basically putting the most advanced exchange in the world in Malta. Now he's doing a lot of prep steps, and we're going to be doing there's going to be a opportunity in a very short time for people to participate in that. But Jude, I wanted to first ask you to kind of tell people why you're different, why your exchange is going to have not just cryptocurrency, but it's going to have digital currency headlined with Rate-A-Tech and Cloudcoin. Can you talk about that?
Oh, I'd love to. I mean, obviously there are other cryptocurrency exchanges in existence. Matter of fact, on your little chart there where you showed the ones that are in the increase, one of them was Binance, and they were up 75% for the month. So, there's obviously other exchanges, and there's still plenty of room. As you said, $1 trillion is being exchanged. And so it's just barely scratching the surface because
every 30 days, Jude.
Every 30 days.
Okay.
Right. And so the Forex market is they say 4 trillion, some say 10 trillion, I don't know, call it 5 trillion a day going through Forex. So there's obviously a lot of room for cryptocurrency exchange, and that's fine. If we were just to do a normal cryptocurrency exchange, great, lots of potential. We market it correctly. Everybody makes a lot of money, except that the difference is what you just said is the Rate-A-Tech. And I'm not doing this to just go do another exchange. I'm doing this to be the exchange that brings what I've been calling, and I know you've been calling, blockchain 2.0, which is Rate-A-Tech. And I was just at your event over the weekend before last, and I met Sean Worthington, And, he sent me an email. And, just so everybody knows, I'm sure you know, but Sean Worthington is a creator of Redatech. And he sent me an email. He goes, I was at a conference recently with central bankers, and I just didn't feel comfortable. And he goes, at Bob's event, sitting and talking with you and the other people there, I felt like I was with my people. I was with the people I wanted to be around. And so not only are we taking something that Sean Worthington has created that is blockchain 2.0 for so many reasons, but we are developing this with the right intention and the right heart, and we're going to create something that is so far beyond any, not just exchange, but what Sean has created is so far beyond any existing cryptocurrency technology or blockchain technology. And now we're going to add the exchange, and we create the value for it, or it's a world value, right? He's already got value. What he has is world changing. It's worth more than all the other stuff out there already. But with the exchange, we come along and now we create the real world value, because then the coins can be traded, and that's where we're going. We're creating the best in existence on this planet.
And I think what you've been trying to tell people, and people are hearing you, believe me, is that you feel, because of the nature of anti-counterfeiting and the fact that you really can have effectively a coin or a token that I can send to you instantly, requires virtually no energy. I could do microtransactions. People can actually buy things like a Starbucks coffee instantly, quickly, no lag. And you've been talking about this is the true technology for real adoption, mass adoption. Could you talk about that?
Absolutely. I tell you what, I'm a quasi tech guy. I mean, I sit on the computer all day. It's what I do, But I have a tech team, but even so, I'm more technical than the average person. I'm not a programmer. But I tell you what, I have no interest in dealing with all this stuff that's required today to deal with cryptocurrencies. And even if you want to participate in an ICO, you got to get a wallet, and you got to go to the exchange, create an account. You got to download the coin, then you got to put in your wallet, and you got to go pay the website, and it's just very, very, very cumbersome. I do enough online already as it is, and I'm just not interested in that. But with Cloud Coin, it's going to be a completely different process, because it's just going to be like filling out an order form and entering your credit card, and you can participate in the ICOs and buy the tokens and all that kind of stuff. It's just going to change and open it up to the entire world, and to every business on the planet, and to every person on the planet. It's like the people that aren't doing this now aren't doing it for a reason. There has not been mass adoption for any tokenized platform. There's been some adoption, don't get me wrong, but not mass adoption. And that's what we're going for here. When we can put it in the hands of the 6 billion people, it's simple for them to go click, 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 and do whatever they need to do with Cloud Coin and on whatever website they want to do it on, and it's just a click, click, and it's just like they're using their credit card. That's when we have mass adoption, and that's what we're going to create here.
And you saw us doing that, of course, with Celebrium. You saw that you could literally go there, pull a credit card out, purchase a Celebrium unit, and boy, you should see what we have lined up for Celebrium, folks, for our next level celebrities. Unbelievable. But you saw you could do that with Celebrium, didn't you?
I did. So the beauty of that is now when the exchange is added and you've got that simplicity where people just use their credit card, there's no change in process for the website or even for the consumer. And they just enter their credit card and everything happens behind the scenes. And now we've got the exchange added on top of that. That's when the explosion happens.
Agreed. So I put up an article here. It says top crypto exchanges are banking billions in profits despite year-long Bitcoin bear market. Billions in profits. So let me just remind everybody again, what we're talking about is within months, there is going to be an exchange sitting in Malta where people, which by the way is about the most friendly place on planet Earth for cryptocurrencies and digital currencies, So in a matter of months, you're going to be able to go there and buy, sell Cloud Coin. You're going to be able to acquire tokens. You're going to be able to acquire other cryptocurrencies. You're going to be able to trade back and forth. Like it's an exchange. Well, the only difference is this exchange actually has easy access to Cloud Coin, and we are building massive databases right now of people who are going to be continually promoted what's happening with Cloud Coin and other tokens on Jude's exchange. We're building these at thousands of new potential subscribers every single day. So now, talk about where. Tell me some of the ways that an exchange makes money. How are these guys making billions, Jude?
Well, the biggest and most obvious way is, they're charging fees for people that are buying and selling tokens, right? I mean, they're going in, people are buying, they're speculating on Bitcoin. They're buying low and they're selling higher. They're selling high and buying low. Not all exchanges allow short selling, but so people are just coming in there, speculators, and they're buying and they're selling, and so that's the biggest source of revenue. And that's a massive one. I mean, Binance profited $1 billion last year. They haven't even been around that long. In which, by the way, not only did they profit $1 billion last year, but they have now moved to Malta. So they'll be our neighbors. But and we'll be waving to them. So the other thing that's other way that they make money is the listing fees. And, to get a coin, like if you tokenize your website with Ethereum or whatever, most of them are done with Ethereum these days, and you want to go get it on an exchange, that's how you create the value of your tokens. So these exchanges know that. So the exchanges are charging as much as $1 million to get your coin listed on the exchange. Now, that's not for every coin. That's not every exchange. And so the fees range from anywhere from 50,000 to 1 million. And in the industry, the biggest that they've heard so far is 1 million. But so let's say they average, $100,000 for each coin. And there's last year, I think, and I don't know the exact numbers, I should have looked it up, but last year there's something like 3,000 ICOs done last year. So if they charge 100 grand for each one of those 3,000 coins that want to be listed on their exchange, well, you can do the math. So
it's a lot. And Jude, you have right now on CoinRank over 6,000 coins.
Right, exactly. And I tell you what's going to happen. I'm sidetracked a little bit on this, but all those 6,000 coins that can't get mass adoption, when Cloudcoin, Ratatech, and the exchange launches with Cloudcoin and Ratatech, about, I'd say, 20, 30, 50, maybe more percent of those 6,000 are going to switch to Cloudcoin and Ratatech. And that's just my prediction, because they are not getting the mass adoption that they expected. And for the very reasons that I described, they're not going to get it unless somebody solves it, and they're not going to solve it. They can't solve it like Cloudcoin and Ratatech has. So that's
they can't solve the energy issue. I mean, I don't care. Try as they might. Blockchain is blockchain. It's how it operates. It gets bigger, and that's just it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not efficient. It can't be efficient the way it's done. Listen, it's a beautiful technology. I like it, but it's not efficient. The flaws have been shown, and it's just a matter of time before Ratatech and Cloudcoin it hits the world, and they're going to see the real solution. And we're going to provide the exchange that takes that solution and creates the value around it and makes it so that any business can be tokenized, because it's just that simple.
That's great. Give me one more. Give me another one, just for the heck of it. You talk about a pretty interesting mass trading system that's happening now. The name is a bit of but go ahead. Talk about one other one.
So, well, the other one that's obvious with the trading fees is fees on withdrawals and deposits. So, if someone withdraws money, they got to pay a fee, and someone withdraws money, they got to pay a fee. That's kind of like trading fees. But the other big one is what's called dark pool trading, and it sounds sinister.
It's a misnomer, no question. It's a misnomer.
Yeah, it sounds sinister, but it's actually a very positive thing, because what happens is big VCs, venture capitalists, investors, institutional investors, and hedge funds, they want to buy, say they want to buy 500,000 Bitcoins, right? Well, they can't go to the typical exchange and buy that number right off the exchange from the front end of the website. So they have to go to, and even if they could, they don't want to, because if they were to buy 500,000 Bitcoins at one time, they're going to move the price. So essentially, that transaction is bad for the market at 500,000 Bitcoins, because it's going to move the price artificially. Whether it goes up or down, I don't know, but you would think maybe they buy 500,000 Bitcoins, this price will go up. But the issue is, as soon as the market corrects, then everybody's going to lose money. So what they do is they do these big transactions like that, and it was called a dark pool, where the exchange transfers the Bitcoins to the institutional investor without it hitting the public side. So
it sounds like a private purchase, right? Like a private purchase kind of deal.
Yes, and it's just for the protection of everybody. And dark pools are used in just about every type of exchange in existence. It's not something that's unique to Bitcoin or crypto.
That's a massive fee hit, is it not? I mean, you move 10 or 15 or 20 million dollars of something, the exchange itself is going to enjoy a little bit of a payday. What do you say?
Well, absolutely, and I'll tell you what, there's been some deals of 300,000 Bitcoins moved, and so the math on 300,000 Bitcoins at $4,000 is 1.2 billion. So you in the exchange charges a percentage on that total transaction. So it's a beautiful source of revenue, big source of revenue.
That's fantastic. Well, I wanted how do you spell modulus, by the way? I just want to put up here.
MODULUS.
It is ULUS. Okay, so it looks like it pulled up the right one.
Yeah,
is this it?
You have it.
Good. So I wanted to tell people that the exchange is being built on top of the world's best software. Could you explain this real quick here?
Yes, Modulus is a company I've had a relationship with for about 5 years, and they are known for developing the amazing trading technology, from institutional trading companies to cryptocurrency exchanges to everything in between. And yeah, you can see their clients there. I mean, the biggest names: Goldman Sachs, Ameritrade, MB Trading, Credit Suisse, Microsoft, so on and so forth. These guys are the best of the best. They know what they're doing. I've developed a massive trading application using them that's integrated with the Forex market, and will also be integrated with this exchange, which allows people to trade using a unique indicator. But I also have a license to their cryptocurrency exchange code, and that's the beauty of it. We have to spend about 2-3 months customizing it for not only CloudCoin, but also getting a bunch of these coins on the system, and then adding other features that I want to add. But the reality is we've got the amazing foundation, and we've got the support of Modulus.
That's incredible. And I just want to say again, the exchange, and the name is secret. Okay, so you ain't gonna say it. You ain't gonna say the name. You ain't gonna spill the beans. Is going up, and this, if you're a digital frontier marketing investor, in our business plan, we discuss very specifically getting involved with an exchange and getting one set up. And I'm happy to say that we, in the big event that we're going to talk about in a second, our company and Jude and his people have agreed in principle to have our company be a owner in this exchange. So that was pretty exciting, wasn't it, Jude?
Oh, it's super exciting. You and I have had conversations that everybody hasn't been privy to, but as I told you, finance, trading, and computers are my most liked things. And so I also believe that with finance, which is what we're doing here in cryptocurrency, and everyone talks about how cryptocurrency is changing the world and blockchain is changing the world. Well, I believe that too, but I also believe that with this technology and with this exchange, the amount of good that we can do in the world is just going to be phenomenal. And so this is where my heart is. Yes, I have other projects that you're aware of, and some people on the call may be aware of. Fortunately, because of the contacts that I've made with you, I'm going to be able to put some amazing people in place to stabilize and manage all those projects while I shift my focus over to this, and it's just going to be exciting and beautiful and amazing, and we're happy to have you and everybody else as a part of the project.
That's fantastic. And so just to say again, in the very, very near future, people are going to find out about how they can participate in let's say in a position with this organization as well, potentially as unit holders. So just keep your little ear to the ground on that. And by the way, what's kind of interesting is those units will be in a rated tech backed token. Yahoo! So I do want to talk about one thing addition before we wrap up. We did have this huge event. And it's actually a bit of a misnomer. Our whole thing here with the event that we just had over this weekend was to take a group of very, 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 very lucky individuals and plop them in the middle of Kevin Harrington and his Rolodex of tens of thousands of people. But he also brought a band of merry men and women who are top experts in their fields. Literally, I have found that when I've done things with Kevin and somebody wanted to meet Kevin, whenever they met Kevin, he would help them by setting them up with his, with his business contacts, which are legion, as they'd say. And by the way, one of the reasons that people go on to Shark Tank is not just because they get some money in from guys like Kevin or Mark Cuban or Damon John. It's not the money, it's the connections. So we have designed this event to take a small group of people every 2 months and plop them in the middle of Kevin Harrington, who teaches people how to pitch their company properly. Then he does an endorsement video with that person so they can use that on all their marketing. And then we have all those VIP business folks right there in the room in this beautiful studios helping each one of those people do deals and do the deals there. And we've already estimated that the financial value of the deals that we started in motion over the weekend now has rolled way past $5 million for a small. Could you talk about what you saw at that event? Because you were there, and Jude came there as one of the lucky small group of people that we airdropped into this thing.
Well, like I said, the people that I met there were the last pieces of what I was looking for. As an entrepreneur and raising money with friends and family, you kind of get to the point where you're kind of operating in a vacuum because you've raised the money, you're trying to get the thing done, you're building it, you're just your head's to the grindstone, you're like, are we going to be able to finish this product in time? Are we even going to be able to make this product? Right. So we've been working for a long time on a lot of things, and I just didn't have the time to really start reaching out to other key people. And I knew what I needed. You need a video guy, which we do videos, but we still needed a guy like Corey Bergeron or Kevin Harrington. We needed someone that's going to handle our Facebook ads for us. Yeah, I'm a digital marketer. I've been doing it since the mid 90s, but I'm not an expert at Facebook ads. Honestly, I can't do everything. And so many other people that we met from the advice of how to do the exit, potential VC funding, so on and so forth. There's so much in business. There's so many facets. And one of the most important things that you can do today is find the correct people to help you. And anybody that thinks that they can just do it on their own, that you're going to run into problems, because I used to be that person, and I used to be able to do it when I was in my 20s, and just didn't have a life, and you still couldn't do it all. You think you can, you can't. It's just not possible. So from the event, I had put it out into the universe, and I put it that way, and I said, listen, I need people that can now take what we have built, and they are the experts at what they do, and then they can take it to the next level, and all my investors are happy, all my employees are happy, and all my team members are happy. And that's what I found there. And this is not a joke. I mean, this is all in one place, all at one event, and all with those people. And certainly, there wasn't every single thing there, but those people knew some other person that is the other thing that I needed, and it was just phenomenal. I haven't been to a better event yet. That's the God's honest truth. I'm not a person that I'm not capable of just telling people what they want to hear. I'm only capable of telling what I know and believe to be true, and that's the truth.
Well, I tell you what, and it was you touched on something. With Kevin, it's always concentric rings. There's Kevin, then there's the direct people he can get you in touch with, and then those people can connect you with the next big concentric ring, and those people, and that's how this stuff happens. I just call it the concentric rings of influence. And what we did is we airdropped, a small group of people right into there. So, Jude, I'm really happy that you were one of the airdroppees.
Well, I'm sure you're happy, but there's no way you're as happy as I am.
There you go. Well, I got to tell you this, just so you know, we are doing our next event in early June. Haven't locked the date down. I just was in communication today, because the idea, folks, on this event is to take. We have a concept. It's called Napkin, which is the bright idea, all the way to the exit, which is the payoff, the merger, public company. Somebody buys you for hundreds of millions of dollars. That's called Napkin to Exit. And what we do is we identify in this meeting, where are you? Are you at the bright idea? Have you written your idea on a napkin? All the way through the path of what you have to do at each step. And we had people there who could accelerate or hyper accelerate people on any of those steps. And I'm proud to say another person is going to be attending our event. I'm almost got it locked down completely. This is a firm. This is a top guy who has literally invested in, I can't tell you how many companies. They put their own money in, and then they take the company, they build it, and then they sell it for hundreds of millions of dollars, and in some cases billions. So that gentleman, it looks like he is going to be at the next event when he saw what we were doing. So listen, once again, it's a small group of people. I think we're keeping it to just 20. That's it. That's all. So if you want to be one of those people that, if you're in the middle of a company that's at the napkin stage, if you're at the early stage, you're in the middle stage, the last stage, and you want to hyper accelerate, super accelerate, make sure you get one of the spots, because we already have people who wanted to come to the last one, which was last week, this weekend. It was just on 22nd, 23rd, who are already grabbing their spots for the next one. If you're interested in learning, we did a special video. It's a short video where you just get a taste of the event. I'll send you the video. You'll hear from the people that were successful. You'll see some of the speakers. You'll see a little bit about what Kevin did. It's a short video. If you're interested in hyper accelerating, super accelerating, email me at bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com. bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, and just put in the subject line hyper acceleration, because that's what you'll do. Jude, I want to thank you for being in our event. We've gone over by about a couple minutes, but Jude is going to be coming on in just a few weeks, and we're making a giant announcement regarding how you maybe can get involved directly with this exchange. What do you think, Jude? Will you come in again?
Oh, absolutely. We're working on this night and day, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, great, folks. We're going to go ahead and thank you very much for hanging in a little longer. We usually try to keep it right at 45 minutes. We're going to go ahead and do our drawing for 5 winners of 1,000 cloud coins each. Now, I'm telling you what, just think about what Jude's doing. Think about the multi-exchange. Think about how we're going to have Rate Tech is going to, well, I actually won't go any further. But think about those 1,000 coins that each of 5 people are going to win. Let's see what happens right here. I'm about to do. We know how many people have attended. Let's go ahead and run our little deal here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who wins the first 1,000 coins. Number 50. Attendee number 50. Our next winner is attendee number 4, Early Bird. Our next winner is number 61. Yahoo! God, if Kip Wheaton wins again, I'm going to be shocked. He's not an insider. Here we go. Next one, number 48. No 3-digit guys yet. Let's see it'll happen. 120. Number 120 has won 1,000 cloud coins. Now remember, if you're interested in hyper acceleration, you want to be an expansion accelerator, learn what Jude found out, email me. I'll send you this short video and you'll see a little taste of what happened and try to get your spot because it's a very small number. Thanks a lot, folks, for attending our webinar tonight.
Thank you.
You bet.